Hello and welcome to this month's co-creation card reading. I'm Yas Naidoo-Jooste, and today we have a super special reading. We are going to be doing a reading for the month that is ending and the month that is to come, as usual, but I've decided to add a bonus reading to get some guidance on the year that is ending and the year that is to come. At the time that I am recording this reading, it is in the very last few days of December and 2025, and we are closing out a really heavy year. In numerology, 2025 is a 9 year. That represents endings, chapters, and seasons coming to an end. It could even be karmic cycles that you've been working through and closing out over the last 9 years, potentially even the last few lifetimes, who knows? So, if there has ever been a year that I have been quite happy to end, it is this one. If you have been feeling a lot of heaviness and disappointment, yeah, just feeling a bit off and like wondering what on earth is going on? Why is life just not going according to plan? Why are things coming to an end? I hope that helps to explain what's been going on this year. But we have so much to be excited for in the year ahead. So 2026 in numerology is a 1 year, and that represents new beginnings, doors opening, new pathways, new chapters, new life seasons. So much to look forward to. Perhaps you're already getting some of that newness trickling in. I've absolutely experienced it. Just in the last few days, like less than a week, I've already been experiencing things where I can see, oh, okay, this is actually opening a whole new path with opportunities and projects to work on and so much excitement and to things to look forward to, which I feel like I haven't had in a while. I can already see that being mapped out for the next year, and it only came up in the last few days. Like, who would have thought when the year is coming to an end that something brand new would just show up? So maybe that will happen for you. Maybe it's happening right now, and if it hasn't as yet, there's still time. It might just catch you by surprise before the year is over. But we still have a whole new year to get through. So keep your eyes and your heart and your soul open to what is waiting for you. My intention for today's reading, for both the monthly and the yearly reading, is that it opens you up to receive the divine guidance that your soul most wants for you to know right now, so that you can tap into your greatest desires, transform your life, and live the life of your dreams. We are going to get started. So it might be a while, I don't know. So you might want to get comfortable, grab your journal. We'll be using that at the end. And maybe get yourself a drink and a cushion and a blanket if you need that. And we're going to dive right in. So the decks that I'll be using for today's reading are the Work Your Light and the Starseed Oracle. That's both by Rebecca Campbell and Danielle Noel. And we're going to get right into our monthly reading. Because I have decided to do 2 readings in this video, I have pre-shuffled the cards. They're all ready. I haven't looked at them yet, so we're going to be receiving the guidance at the same time as we go through the cards. Okay, so my first question for the monthly reading is, what do we need to know about the month that is coming to an end? So that is for December 2025. And the card is, don't dim to fit in. How are you dimming your light in order to fit in? And there's a lot of pinky purpley shades and blue. I'm getting throat chakra, even third eye, because there's an eye on this card. You can have a look. So, in the month of December, which is coming to an end, think about the times where you felt like you had an opportunity to be your true self. Or maybe there were circumstances where you felt like you couldn't be your true self. And that's okay. Sometimes it's not always limiting to hold back on what you want to say and who you want to be, because sometimes it's actually the safest thing to do. If you are in the company of people who would just not get you and may result in unnecessary conflict and dramas. And it's totally fine. And you know what? I'm thinking that this could actually be referring to this festive period where so many of us are coming into contact with people that we haven't seen in a long time. That could be your family, your friends. We often get together with people who we don't spend a lot of time with throughout the year. So they don't always know who we truly are, especially if you're on the spiritual path and you are like transforming and upgrading and ascending all the time. Like every day you have to wake up and ask yourself, who am I today? When you are meeting people around this time of the year, it may feel like, can I be myself? Like it may not feel safe to be your true self. And honestly, whatever you feel is best, whatever you feel is right for you, do that. There is absolutely nothing wrong with you expressing yourself, being your true self, whoever you have evolved into being this year, and having people not get you. That's cool. But it's also okay if you decide perhaps the people that I'm meeting don't need to know everything, because it could potentially disrupt things, it could potentially upset them. And again, this is not limiting, this is just being sensible. It's not thinking about worst case scenarios. We're not doing that. We are just thinking, what would create the most ease and harmony to be amongst family, friends right now? And if that means not sharing every single thing that's on my mind and in my heart, that's okay. So, could go either way, depending on where you're at and what it is that you feel called to share or called to not share completely. Um, okay, I'll share what's going on with me in that department when we get to the reflections at the end, because I feel like that message absolutely applied to stuff that I've been going through. Okay, our next question is, what can we expect in the month ahead? So that would be January 2026, the new year. Oh, okay. The cards are upside down. That's interesting. So I'm going to flip them around just to see what the messages are. Unbound, releasing soul patterns, contracts, and past lives. And the initiation, rite of passage, crossing the threshold. I don't know why I feel like one of these cards came up in a reading recently. So just remember that these cards came up upside down, and what I'm getting is that for the month ahead, you are starting off the new year having closed out a major cycle that your soul had been working towards, possibly for, like I said, possibly for past lifetimes. It says here, past lives. So the energies that we were experiencing earlier in previous readings, I was getting the vibe of there's an initiation that's happening, even like a dark night of the soul that could have been relevant for some of you. And it was a really intense and transformational year where we had to face things that were limiting us and sabotaging us and really holding us back from the life and the path that our soul truly wanted for us. So this year, 2025, was, because the cards are upside down, the message that I got is that 2025 was the year that we went through this and we're closing it out. And 2026, we are now starting a brand new chapter, a new cycle, where we have overcome so much of what has been weighing us down and hurting us and traumatizing us. We are releasing ourselves from all of that drama to start anew. And I imagine that there are many initiations that we go through in our life, but a major initiation has been completed. And so you're starting off the new year brand new, with fresh energy, fresh opportunities coming your way to match that energy. And that is so exciting. And it absolutely aligns with the numerology for the years as well. And then our last question for the monthly reading is, what action can we take as we move into the month ahead? And the cards are Priestess, how are you being called to step up and lead? And Protection, call back your power, cut the cords, soul retrieval. Okay, so this is definitely tied to what can we expect in the month ahead, which is starting out a new chapter. All right, your energy has been revitalized and renewed and restored. And now you're being asked to take so much more care of yourself, to protect yourself against anything or anyone who could bring you back down to where you were before, to where you were throughout 2025. We're not doing that again. We're not doing that anymore. We're not going back. So think about how it is you are being called to lead yourself differently. How can you behave? How can you speak? How can you think? This is leadership for yourself. It could absolutely refer to leadership in other areas of your life. So if you're thinking about areas like your career or relationships, there could be opportunities where you're being called to step up and take the lead more in your work and in your relationships. So think about what resonates most with you. But absolutely, this is self leadership, if that's a word. How can you approach life in a way that absolutely supports who it is that you want to be and the life that you want to live? And there's really a strong calling for protection here. And I have mentioned this before, but I'll talk about it again. How you can protect your energy is to set an intention. When you wake up, you can say it to yourself in your mind or out loud that you wish to protect your energy so that no person, no place, no circumstance can take away from your energy. And if you want to take it a step further, you can even visualize light forming a shield around you so that it is keeping you protected from any external forces. Sometimes I like to visualize myself being covered in the most beautiful armor. And it's not really thick, heavy armor where like I'm putting walls up, because I want to remain open. I want my heart to remain open. But this armor is really light and sparkly, but it does the job. It is light, but it is super powerful. Kind of like the armor that was used in Lord of the Rings. I think it was called Mithril. If you're a Lord of the Rings person, you'll know what I'm talking about. So definitely take good care of yourself as you go into the new year, because as exciting as it is that, you know, your energy is upgrading, there's new opportunities coming your way, Our brains and our bodies have gotten used to living life in a certain way for such a long time. And you know how easy it is to just slip back into the old behaviors and mindsets that are really not serving us. It's truly a daily practice, a daily ritual to bring yourself back to this moment. This is who I am. This is who I want to be. And as you continue to do that, that is what will train your brain to adopt the new habits so that it is second nature and you don't have to be like trying so hard anymore. All right, so that was absolutely beautiful messages for the month that is ending and the month that is to come. We're going to take a quick break, and when we get back, I will then dive into the yearly reading. I'll see you on the other side. Hello and welcome to the Divinely Guided Book Club. If you resonate with terms like mystic, lightworker, starseed, or spiritual seeker, and you've been longing for a place that feels like home, this space was created especially for you. The book club's own purpose for wanting to be born was to help each of us remember why we chose to be here, why we chose this form, this existence, this time on this earth, to help us heal our relationships with ourselves, with those around us, to be united with our soul family members. You're going to be uniting with others, and they're going to be the people that you've been longing for. They are going to feel like the family that you've been waiting for. But you no longer need to fight to find your place in this world. You don't need to fight to get people to get you. It gets to be easy. It gets to be easy. Hey, okay, we're gonna get started with the yearly reading. So here we're going to be looking at the year that is ending 2025 and the year that we are stepping into 2026. So the first question is, how can we acknowledge the year that is ending? So that can be across the entire year. It's not just tied to a specific point in time in the year. And the cards that we have are big picture thinking, Pleiades energy, visionary, inspired ideas, and inner earth. You'll survive this, new solutions and beginnings. These cards are making me feel like so wonderful. Like I'm getting the feeling of candy. If candy is your thing, candy is absolutely my thing. Candy makes me really happy and just feel so good. And that's what I'm getting from this. So the year that is ending, I know that I mentioned that it has very much been a year of endings and closing out cycles and chapters. But throughout the year, what were the moments that brought you hope and inspiration for a new way of being, of existing, of paving the way forward? The wonderful thing about life is that many things can exist at the same time. So while 2025 has been a year of closing things out, what can also happen at the same time is trickles of new opportunities and brand new beginnings, brand new chapters. It may not have like completely burst and blossomed, but it could have shown signs that it is starting. And sometimes those signs are as subtle as an idea that you got while you were doing absolutely nothing, and it made you feel so excited and so hopeful. Think about if any of those came to you this year. I had so many. I actually have been tracking all my ideas on an app on my phone because it comes so suddenly and I don't want to forget them. So I've got the longest list of ideas, things that I want to create and do, that I really need to like transfer somewhere and store it so that I don't lose it. But what I'm trying to say is that there can absolutely be ideas coming to you, even during times that are heavy, during times where you're feeling like you don't know where life is going, you don't know why things are coming to an end. There can still be inspiration for you. And it, for me at least, it shows up as an idea with no proof or evidence that it can ever become something, but it's the feeling that I trust. If it makes me feel so excited and gives me the feeling of this could lead to so many opportunities ahead, so many doors opening, infinite possibilities, even. If that feeling is present, then I know, okay, this is a good idea. I'm going to note this down. I don't have to act on it right away. I can act on it when I have the time. A month from now, a year from now, 10 years from now. Doesn't matter. The fact is staying present and staying open to the ideas that come to you. So I guess this is also a confirmation of inspiration absolutely did find you this year. So really take your time to think about how those ideas and inspiration found you. And it could even be conversations that you had. Maybe you met up with people that you may not have seen for a really long time, and they could have said something to you that gave you some hope, gave you some excitement for what could be possible in the year ahead. And now we're going to look at the next question. What can we expect in the year ahead? So this is the whole of 2026. This message can apply to absolutely any time. It could apply to the entire year. So let's have a look. I keep getting upside down cards. Okay, and for the same question. Yeah, like for the same question for the previous reading. That's so interesting. Okay, flipping them over. All paths lead home. Inner authority, intuition, turn your gaze within. And I remember soul plan, the fated life versus the destiny life. Okay, so again, keep in mind that these cards were upside down. The card deck that I'm using doesn't necessarily have a different meaning or interpretation for the cards if they're upside down, but I'm just getting the feeling that because they came up upside down, there is a slightly different message. And what I'm getting is that for 2026, you're going to be experiencing this journey of figuring out what home is for you and getting in touch with what it is that your soul really intended for you to experience. Instead of just living through the motions, living life according to what your family expects of you, what society expects of you, there is going to be a pull towards a different way of living. But it is just the beginning. And I feel like that's where the upside down cards come in. It's not like 2026, you're bang, you're figuring everything out. You're going to know exactly where your home is, whether that is within yourself or a location that you live in. It's going to be the beginning of a journey of finding truly what home is for you. And we spoke about this in last month's reading, finding home, where it doesn't necessarily have to be a physical place. It doesn't have to be the people that you find yourself surrounded by. It can just be how you feel within your own body. Remembering, the card says, I remember, remembering that your true home is wherever you are. And you'll be discovering who it is that you want to be, the kind of life that you want to live. Could absolutely be the kind of place that you want to live, the kind of people that you want to be surrounded by. Maybe you find yourself moving, or it doesn't even have to be a permanent relocation. Maybe you just want to put yourself out there and explore new territories. You could be going on day trips, weekend trips, or taking a few days away just to go see what life is like elsewhere. So, lots of excitement for 2026. We are discovering at the very beginning of a brand new chapter what is home, and remembering that you came here with a plan, a soul plan, lessons that you wanted to learn and grow from, and a higher way of being that you can evolve into. You're remembering that. But remember, we're in the early days. The journey never ends. So don't be hard on yourself if you find yourself being frustrated because you're not moving at the pace that you want to. Things are not working out as fast as you wanted to, or maybe certain things are just not working out at all. Whatever happens is always for your highest good, and it is always happening in the most perfect sequence and at the right time for you. And a last question: what action can we take as we move into the year ahead? I got 3 cards for this question. I generally prefer one card, but you would have noticed that almost every question got 2 cards for this reading. So I accepted 2 cards. I don't generally take 3 cards because I just feel like it's a lot, and the message could end up becoming like skewed. But for some reason, when I got these cards, the way that it fell out so perfectly, all 3 of them, just I thought, okay, I'm going to put my rule aside and I'm going to take these 3 cards because it wanted to come out. And perhaps it is absolutely valid for the year ahead because 2026 is a whole year. So maybe these are the various types of actions that we're being guided to take throughout the year, and perhaps they will be more applicable at only certain points in the year. So let's see what those cards are. The Cosmic Heart, Devotion, Potency, Make Your Life a Moving Prayer. The 7 Star Sisters, Birthing Creations, Tapestry of Life, Expression. And Wait. It's not yet time, things are being woven. I feel like that's reiterating what I just mentioned previously. It's okay if things take a bit of time next year because we're just getting started. So I'm going to attempt to hold all of these cards up, and you can take a moment to see what they are and what it brings up for you. Okay, so actions for 2026. Immediately, what I got with this card, the Cosmic Heart, there is a need to upgrade your daily routine. So, from the moment that you wake up to what you're doing as you wake your mind and your body up, and then as you move throughout the day, how you take care of your energy levels, your emotions, the health of your mind, how you slow down as you move towards the end of the day, how do you wind down, and how do you give yourself the best, most nurturing and nourishing preparation for the next day. So think about how it is that you spend your day at the moment, and please do not be hard on yourself if you have been a bit jumbled throughout the days and it's been busy and you haven't really been paying much attention to your health and well-being. We all do that. Life is all about correcting things that need to be corrected and adjusting and making continuous improvements and just moving along. So this is not calling you out for not living better. It's just saying there's opportunities and areas to improve that would be really beneficial for you, and it could be really enjoyable for you as well. And I would not actually recommend how it is that you start your day and move throughout your day and end your day, because everybody is different and unique. They have their own unique energetic blueprint. And so, what they need is going to be so unique to who they are. So, maybe it's something you want to experiment with. Do you want to start your day off slow, medium paced, or like full speed ahead? I know of some people who wake up and do like a hectic workout in the first hour that they have just woken up. And I know that there are health benefits associated with that, but damn, that's not me. I can't do that. I don't want to do that. In fact, I have tried that. And it left me so depleted and drained that I had to just go back to sleep afterwards. So that's why I say experiment. If you're on holiday right now, maybe the now is the perfect time to try different things and see what makes you feel so amazing and really increases your energy levels from the morning as you move throughout the day. And then think about the evenings, especially. How are you taking care of yourself then? Are you letting your mind slow down, your body slow down, so that you can have a very restful sleep? Because the sleep is so important to set you up for the next day. And of course, other things as well, like your nutrition. Are you getting the right nutrients? Are you getting enough water? Do you perhaps need to get some supplements? Definitely think about that. And then the other cards, for some reason, I got the feeling like there's some sort of community that you're being guided towards, or maybe you're already part of a community that you want to just deepen your connection with. So it says the Seven Star Sisters, Birthing Creations, Tapestry of Life, Expression. I am actually paying more attention to the figures on this card, and it's giving me the feeling of sisterhood. And this doesn't only have to apply to females or women, but it's just giving me that sense of community, connecting with people, being amongst people, numbers. So it's not just you talking to your parent or your partner or the one best friend that you see often, but it's actually putting yourself out there and being amongst like minded people. Definitely keep an eye out for that, because this could be serving you in so many ways. It could be part of your brand new start next year, where this group could be helping you towards making the changes and living the kind of life that you want to live. So you could be going in as a participant. For some of you, like I said with the leadership reading previously, maybe you're being called to run your own community. Maybe. That would be amazing. Maybe it's something that you've been thinking about doing for a while. And if this is the case, the energy is perfect to get started on this idea, mapping out what you want it to look like. Maybe you even know a person or two that you would want to join forces with to get this going. So definitely keep yourself open to that. If you haven't come across anyone as yet, don't let that stop you. Still get started on your dream. Maybe as you get started on it, then that's when the right people will come into contact with you. But of course, that's only if this is something that you wish to do. But overall, what I'm seeing is community, joyful community. It's going to be really fulfilling, because not only is it nice to be amongst people, but what is even more special is to be yourself, where you don't have to feel like you have to filter what you say. You don't have to think that people are going to judge you because you think a certain way and you have certain beliefs, this community is going to be your people. So that is absolutely wonderful. And the last card, which is wait, it's not yet time, things are being woven. Like I mentioned earlier, if you feel like the action that you're taking is causing a bit of frustration because either it's not enjoyable or it's not unfolding as quickly as you would like it to, it's okay. So, the message here is that not everything is meant to happen exactly when we want it to. And it is always for our greatest benefit. When things are delayed or when things are like even cancelled, it never happens. It is always for our greatest benefit. And I actually did a reflection on this concept a few days ago where I sat with the question, what if everything worked out? What if everything truly, truly worked out from the very beginning? Like from the time I was a kid, my life would have been so different to where I am now. I would never have met my husband. I would never have met my cat. I would never have even moved to the city that I'm in now. So, things not working out, I guess it's only something that you can reflect on in hindsight. It truly is the best thing for you. So, throughout 2026, as you are setting your intentions and taking your bold steps and leaps and actions to make your life better, just remember that sometimes things don't work out for your own good. Sometimes there will be delays because moving ahead at the pace that you want to could actually burn you out. It could lead to unfavorable circumstances. It is okay if things take a bit time or longer or if it doesn't happen at all. All right, so that is our reading for the year that's ending and the year that is to come. We are now going to hop into our reflection time where we will be thinking about all of the messages that we've received for both our monthly reading and our yearly reading. And it is up to you if you want to go through absolutely every single message that was received, every card that was received. I am going to list every single card that came up in the comment section so you can look at the comments so that you can get the guidance for your reflection. But if it feels like too much, it's totally okay if you just like cherry pick the ones that you do want to go deeper into reflecting on. You can absolutely do that. So, because we've got more questions, I'm thinking let me set a timer for 15 minutes. Should be enough to get through several questions and cards. And if you finish sooner, that's cool. You can just skip to the end of the reflection time. And I will see you on the other side. So let's get started with our reflection. And our reflection time has come to an end. So you can just wrap up whichever question or thought that you're on. And I will share just a bit. So the questions that really stood out for me, particularly the cards and the messages that came out, were: what do we need to know about the month that is ending, which is December 2025? And what do we need to know about the year that is ending, which is all of 2025? So the card that we got for what do we need to know about the month that is ending, we got don't dim to fit in. And I mentioned that this time of the year, we tend to come into contact with people, family, and friends who we don't see all the time, and they don't necessarily know what's going on in your life, how it is that you're changing and transforming. And so it can sometimes feel a bit uncomfortable to meet these people and to be your authentic self when they have not walked the journey with you, and they may not get the things that you're doing and the ideas that you have and all that you want to achieve. And how this resonates so strongly for me is that I'm going to be seeing a lot of people that I haven't seen in a long time. And they have not walked closely with me in the massive transition that I made from my career in corporate to where I am now as an intuitive reader with such passionate aspirations to bring creations into this world to uplift, heal, and transform people. How I'm going to do that, I'm still figuring it out. And I remember thinking, like almost a year ago, by now, like by this time of the year, I absolutely need to get my together, because I need to have a concrete plan of what it is that I'm doing, how I'm going to carry it out, how I'm going to guarantee success, how I'm going to guarantee that there will be like consistent income. I put so much pressure on myself to have the most perfect business sorted out by now because, and this was the truth, which was such a hard pill to swallow, it was because I was ashamed of what the people in my life were going to think. Because the life that I am living looks nothing like what they are living, and it's nothing like they have ever been exposed to. It's nothing that they experienced in their lives, even through other people or in their families, like family lineage, even. I have gone down a path that might just be the first in a very long time. I don't imagine I'm the only person in my entire lineage to have said no to the traditional way of living and creating my own path one step at a time, having no clue what it's going to look like, where I'm going to end up. But I have had to sit with that and build confidence within myself that it is really okay if I don't have everything together. Like, how can I put so much pressure on myself to have a perfectly mapped out and running business in less than a year? How can I do that to myself? How can I put such an extremely high expectation when I've never done this before? When I'm just starting out, it's like a baby that's just been born and you're like, you better get this whole walking thing sorted out. You better know how to walk ASAP. Or it's like a kid that has just gone to school. They've just started and you're like, a year from now, you better know what your career is going to look like and you better stick to that career path forever and ever. It's ridiculous. And I know that I'm not a baby and I know that I'm not a school kid, but this is the truth. It is my truth. I have been given a second chance to live my life. I did have my first chance, and I'm saying it like I died and I came back. Maybe I did. The old version of me absolutely died. It ain't coming back. What I feel is that I got to experience life unconsciously up until the age of like 30, 31. I don't know the exact age, where I started flipping my way of thinking and my soul awakened and the whole spiritual awakening journey happened. Um, but basically, now I'm getting a second chance to live life differently, to live with intention, to be conscious of the decisions and the choices that I make, the way that I think, what I believe I'm worthy of, and what I believe I'm capable of, even if almost everyone around me does not support what I see and feel for myself. I am being blessed with the confidence and the resources and the opportunities to make it happen. So I am now going to go into this festive period meeting all of these people, and I'm going to be open about this is my path. I don't have it figured out. I'm doing my best, and I don't need to share anything more. I don't need to tell them, like, these are the struggles that I have, these are the challenges, this is what I'm trying to do. They don't need to know. It's not their business, it's my business. Like, or the work itself, and like in general, it's not their business. It's my business. So I get to decide how much I share, and I get to decide I'm going to be me. I'm not going to pretend like I'm still the old version of myself just because it made them comfortable, just because it was so much easier to relate to. I'm not going to do that. It is exhausting. It is so tiring to pretend to be something else and someone else. So that's what I'm going to be doing this December. And I don't know. I don't know how that's going to go. But what I do know is that I will not be disappointed in the fact that I chose to be true to myself. So no matter what happens, I will rest in the knowing that I did good for myself. I can be proud of myself. It hasn't even happened yet, but I'm proud of myself already. And the next question that I'd like to share on is, what do we need to know about the year that is coming to an end? So 2025, I mentioned that it's been a year of things coming to an end, closing out chapters and cycles. But at the same time, there was absolutely moments of inspiration that I could not act on. So my business was launched this year. My book club was launched this year. And I never expected these things to happen at the time that it did, in the way that it happened. My business, of course, it was something that I had been dreaming up and I had been working towards for a really long time. Like, For at least the last 2 years, I had been trying so many different things to come up with a concept for a business, but I just hadn't known exactly what it is that I wanted it to be. And it was only when I completely let it go and I took that burden away from myself and stopped feeling disappointed for not being able to have something to show and to prove. That was when the inspiration for my business that it is today arrived by chance, and clients arrived by chance. I hadn't even launched the businesses yet, but people were approaching me, asking me for the exact same guidance. And so that was when I knew, oh my word, I think the universe just showed me what my business is. And that was how it happened. And the book club, I was never planning to start a book club. I love books. So I was always going to be reading books. But the idea for the book club just came about one morning. I remember it was a morning where I completely abandoned my morning routine, which totally goes against what I just shared earlier about the need to have like a steady and enriching daily routine. But it's okay to deviate every now and then. But on this particular day, I woke up and I was like, "Ugh, I'm not going to meditate. I'm not going to do anything. I'm not going to do a card reading. I'm not going to go for a morning walk. I'm just going to lay in bed and chill. I just want to rest." And without any warning, the whole download for that book club just, I just got massive inspiration. I started to see what the book club was wanting to be, a very self guided book club to help people on the spiritual path who are seeking connection and community and wanting to bring about life changing results for themselves. And also, what was really so important was that the book club wanted to be a home, a place that felt like home. Even though it's digital, it's on YouTube. It's not like a physical place that you go to. We're not sitting around a group of people talking about a book. But the energy and the intention behind it was, this is a place where you can come home to. And I didn't really know whether to act on it immediately because, I get a lot of ideas. If I were to act on every single idea that I have, I would be working 24/7 and I would have been burnt out to a crisp. I can't act on every single idea. It's just not practical, not in this human form. So I remember just like parking the idea. I did write it down because it was powerful and it was really exciting. So I made all the notes that I needed to, and then I put it aside and I said to myself, if it needs to happen, I will know. It will tell me. And oh my gosh, it told me. It bothered me, like positive bothering, not not negative bothering. It would not leave me alone. And I think it was like a day or two later that I had to just start getting down to the details of it, opening up social media accounts for it, figuring out how I was going to run themes for what books we were going to read. And within a month, I only had 1 month because that was the guidance that I was getting. The book club wants to be launched within a month. Figure everything out. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be a lot. We're not pushing volume. We are pushing, not even pushing. We are sharing intention. We are sharing space for connection and transformation. And that can look however it looks like at the time. Like I said earlier, as much as this year has been a bit heavy and intense, and so many things coming to an end, so many things changing and not having clarity on where it's going, the most beautiful things that happened this year are that my business was launched, the book club was launched, and this is going to carry me through into the future for I don't know how long. I hope that it will be for the rest of my lifetime. But what I do know is that it has just gotten started and it's not going anywhere anytime soon. So I'm so grateful that I opened myself up to the inspiration. I followed the guidance. I took action even when I couldn't see where it was going to go, even though I didn't have any guarantee that it would become anything. I still acted on what my soul wanted me to do. And I'm truly grateful that I'm here today, that I get to be sharing this with you, that I get to be working with the incredible people that I've worked with this year. And I've already got people that I'll be working with next year. I'm so, so grateful that this is the life experience, the second chance that I get to have. And it only gets better from here. And that can be your truth and your reality as well. If that is what you want to believe for yourself, if that is what you choose for yourself, it can only get better from here, can absolutely be what you experience. And that is our reading for the month and for the year. Thank you so much for joining me today. If there's anything that stood out for you, if any downloads landed with you, if any inspiration came forth that you feel called to share, the people that are being drawn to this reading, to this platform, you're meant to be amongst each other. You're most likely soul family that's being drawn here. So know that whatever you share is going to be what other people relate to. It's going to be what other people most likely need to hear. It will be a message for them. So if it feels good, do share in the comments. And I will see you next year. Oh my goodness. I will see you in the next reading next year. Have the most beautiful festive period and the last few days of this year. I know that it can also be really busy. Sometimes it can also be a bit isolating and lonely, depending on what your life looks like, depending on where you are. It's not always like blissful and peaceful and amazing. Sometimes it can be a bit chaotic. But just know that wherever you are exactly where you're meant to be. Wherever you are, whatever is there for you is serving you to become your greatest, most authentic self. So, whatever shows up for you at this time, take it in, embrace it, transform any difficulty and any density into beauty and light. And you decide the life that you want to live. You get to decide. You are the leader of your life, you are the leader of your mind. You choose. Choose joy, choose ease, choose hope and optimism, and everything that you know that you deserve to experience, you can have that. You choose. Okay, so that was a little bit of a pep talk. So I will see you again soon. Have a beautiful day whenever you're watching. Have a beautiful rest of the month. Have a most beautiful start to the new year. And I cannot wait to see you again. Bye bye.